Hello, today I'd like to introduce CLAUDE and OMX today, and the CLAUDE is world fastest growing repository today. The 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 graph is so amazing. Actually, the CLAUDE comes from the Anthropic's Cloud Code source repository, and this repo owner convert the Cloud Code into Cloud Code with Python and Rust. And this is a backstory, and you can read in the Cloud Code repository, and maintained by Rob source and close. It means it's maintained by OpenClaw agents, and the people behind the system are Bellum, the Ho Ye-chan, and friends like Yongyu, but the repo is still being pushed for the autonomous CLAUDE workflows. So they said the no human manual developing process is not here. So Lofters and CLAUDE agent are working on this repository now, and fully migrated, fully converted by the agent, not human directly. So there is no manual programming with human. So they said this repository exists to prove the open coding harness can be built autonomously in public and a high velocity, and they prove it. That's why today I'd like to introduce this repo. It can be a kind of singularity signals, I think, because autonomously in public and high velocity, and they proved. And they even building product now, not by the human, the code from the agent. So there, and then I recommend you to read CLAUDE.md actually, and the important thing is Philosophy.md. So in this document, the repo owner said, so stop styling at the files. So they recommend start from the high level. As styling at the files is not good way to start, because the code is byproduct itself. The product is the workflow, the harness, as he told in the repository with me. And then so surprisingly they control the agent in the Discord, and not Tmux and Beam and SSH or terminal multiplexer. They just type the message to agent in the Discord, and Discord is basically human interface. So their philosophy is humans set directions and CLAUDE perform the labor. So I think it's a kind of industrial revolutions. And then the contributors use three-part systems: OMX, OMyCodex, and CLAUDE. I've never used it yet. And OpenAgent. The OpenAgent is a harness for OpenAgent repo. And OMyCodex is a harness for the codex. And I'd like to focus on the OMyCodex. Normally I use nowadays OMyCloud code, because because my main agent is a Cloud Code. Now I subscribe the max plan. Cloud Code, and then the interesting point in the OMI codex is for it works well for me. Sometimes I try to use OMI codex in my daily work, and it's not it's not it was not working good, but when I start to build and solve my daily work with OMX today and read their talks, it works. And then yeah, the way to use is the same as Cloud Code, just call it deep interview and LARP and team. So the way to use is so simple. You just install the OMX manually, and or just let Cloud Code to install the OMX and type the OMX MedMax high, and that's a draw. So I followed this step with OMX today, and let me show here. And now I'm building my personal skill hub for my work, and I type the deep interviews, and then he make the plans, and then I type my pain point, and then he gave me some questions how to make a plan, how to implement my directions and specify my thought, and then finally they finished planning and then migrate with multiple agents, and during record this video, the OMX finished my task. That's sure, it's so simple, and I think next time I should focus on the clock, how to set the direction with agent, and I want to control the agent in the Discord, and I will try to improve my OpenClaw experience, and it's broken or it's so fragile, and I realized today this is it's time to study harness engineering, and there's many open source and many source to study. It's a so good area, and finally I've tried to try something interesting today. I'm making my knowledge base for me. Maybe you know, I made 50 AI folders, and this is my terminologies, and I moved my terminology folder to AI folder. It means in this folder all of content is generated by AI, and it will automatically make terminologies when I use the terminology skills, and then it will make a wiki for me, like version like Charlie Munger's life principle. And he said, deserve what you want, and mental athletic work. And then for building this, I use default AI to retrieve the transcript from the YouTube, and it was today. I installed 2374. Before the AI era, this kind of thing is bad way to build my second brain, but nowadays it could be good for me, because we can embed all of these nodes, and then when I get something curious thing, I just call the agent and let him to find the relevant video in my Obsidian. And for this scenario, we should separate the folders to which it means, so we should obviously separate further generated the whose content generated by human or AI. Without that, we might be fall in the rabbit hole and add noise into our second brain. So I just worried about that. That's why I made a 50 AI folder today. So thank you. Have a good day.